So right now, Rick is sleeping in his truck. He had a rough night last night golfing. So we're gonna go wake him up.
He's gonna get pissed off at me.
And he's gonna be really, really, really upset. As you can see behind me, I just finished mowing this yard, and I'm not real happy with how it turned out. What we run into a lot of times when the grass is really wet and thick, like it is in these mornings with the cool evenings that we're having, you find that you have a tendency to get a little bit more grass laying down on the ground. You know, you can see right there, it just doesn't look real good. The machine, with it being so wet, wasn't getting a real good cut. So what I'm gonna do now is something we do here at the company. It's not real complicated. Let me zoom out a little close there, sorry. It's a technique we use here at the company occasionally on conditions like this, called cross-cutting. It's not a real fancy term. It literally is just cutting perpendicular to the stripes that you just cut. I went ahead and cut, I guess that would be east to west. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise my deck up just a little bit. I was cutting at 3 1/4. I'm gonna bump it up to 3 1/2. And then I'm gonna go north and south with my stripes. Now to put a perpendicular cut on the yard, add a checkerboard effect. And what we found too is a lot of times if the grass is really wet and thick, it's better than double cutting, which is when you just run over the exact stripes you just cut. By going perpendicular, instead of just moving the grass back and forth, you have a tendency to disperse the clippings a little bit more. And I found, and we at the company have found, that the results end up being a little bit better. So. As you can see behind me now, I just finished up my cross-cutting pattern, and you can see the results are a lot better. Not nearly as much, if any, grass clippings laying on top. You've got the original east-west stripes that you can see there. Then if you just shift over this way a little bit, you start to pick up the north-south, which was my cross-cut pattern. So you can see, hopefully, there is a checkerboard pattern. Probably be better if we were way up high, you could see it better, but the end result is what I was looking for, getting that grass clippings all mulched up and you know, not leaving a blanket or any clumps or anything like that on the yards. That's just one of the techniques we do here. Like I said earlier, we do sometimes a double cutting pattern, which is when you just run over the same pattern you just cut. That's when it's a little bit lighter if you're just really trying to get the stripes laid in there, but we have had better success with cutting in a cross-cutting pattern. It gives that checkerboard pattern, which is very appealing to the eye, and it helps disperse the grass better. So I'm gonna hop back on my hopper and get back to work. So me and the boys decided to come out here to the farm to blow off a little steam on the weekend and blow some stuff up, shoot some guns, and shoot some clays. It's going to be a good time.
See if I can get it broke in here. Go. Pull. I got that one.
Yeah, you did. Mentally.
Pull.
Nice.
What is he, 3 for 4? Oh, I only got one. I didn't even get that thing up to my shoulder. It is almost September 1st. Labor Day is coming. We got to punch it out this week. We want to definitely make sure we stay on top of it. We'll have a full week. We might even have a little Saturday shot. Depends on how versatile we can be. Because we do want to take Monday off next week. And that shouldn't be a problem. But school's back in. Buckeye Valley starts Wednesday, so everybody's back. Stay on top of it. Trim it real nice. You know, believe it or not, we're on the downhill here. There's not a lot of cutting left. And this is what they'll remember next year when we try and sign another contract with these companies. They remember the last few cuts. So keep them looking good. I've been looking around. When I go to town, I always make a point to drive by properties, see how they look. And trimming looks good. Just don't let it down. We're on the downhill. Okay?
Good month of August. We're about a ½ inch below normal rainfall for the month, but we're still 7 inches above for the year. So that's helped us stay real strong and steady through the month of August. We've kind of picked our cutting pace back up. School started back up, and fall sports have started. So we've bumped our cutting schedules back up to every 7 days and more frequent on the athletic fields. 2, sometimes 3 times a week to keep those nice and short for the fall sports. For the Stewcare top tip of the month, it kind of goes along with cutting more frequently, which means you're going to have to keep your blades sharp more often. We always keep our blades sharp. We do it at the beginning of the week, every week. And in the springtime, sometimes when the conditions are right and it merits it, we do it twice a week. A sharp blade on a mower is going to get you a much better cut. You're not going to have a tendency to tear the grass blade so much, and it's going to cut it. It's going to keep it a lot healthier. It's going to keep the turf looking a lot better. So keep your blade sharp. For a normal residential homeowner, you can probably get away with once a month. Keep an eye on your blades, keep them sharp, make sure they're staying balanced, not getting bent and chewed up. That's the biggest key. When you look through a yard and you start seeing those brown kind of frayed tips on the grass blades, it means you got dull blades. So keep your blades sharp. You're going to see much better cutting results. The grass blades themselves are going to look healthier. And your turf in general is going to be a lot better on